Hey everyone, welcome back to Unsolicited Bourbon Reviews, episode 15. And today, yes, you guessed it, is a Which One Wednesday. Today we'll be reviewing Buffalo Trace and a Buffalo Trace single barrel store pick. So Buffalo Trace is one of the most flagship bourbons that are sold across the country. There's not a whole lot of introduction that needs to be made around it, especially if you drink bourbons, one of the most popular distilleries. So they produce Pappy, they produce Sazerac, they produce our beloved Blanton's and a lot of other lines, Eagle Rare. So, but this is their staple. This is probably one of the most readily available bourbons within the Buffalo Trace distillery. Depending on where you live, it's a little bit harder to get, so especially here where, again, there's more of an appreciation with whiskeys, bourbons, and ryes. This is considered an allocated product, but anywhere else, it's, a lot of times it's just chilling on the shelf. So, retail, so for the store pick, this was $24. This is a 750 milliliter bottle. And then for the 1.75, I think it's like around like $40. So the price point's there. Even in the secondary market, I don't think a whole lot of people are asking a lot of money, and frankly, it should be kept that way. So, this is definitely one of the bourbons. Again, we talked about the 6 you need to have at your house at all times, and I think this is definitely something you need to be keeping in rotation, just based on popularity of the product. And I think it's just a really good staple bourbon to have in your collection at all times. But we'll get to it. So a little about it. So they're both 90 proof bourbons. The mash bill is undisclosed, but it is said to believe that they're less than 10% rye. So I would assume it's going to be at least 90 or 85 and up, or 88 and up for the corn, and then rye, and then the malted barley are going to be on the probably less than 10, and I think probably less than 8% on certain. If you guessed it just based on the notes. But age, again, is undisclosed, but it said that there's anywhere between 8 and 10 years. And I think based on a lot of this, it's, the color itself, I think it's definitely accurate to say it's probably closer to a 10-year mark for Buffalo Trace, based on also a lot of their offerings are in the 10-year mark, especially your Eagle Rare, then 10-year mark, Blanton's 10-year mark. So wouldn't surprise me that they just straight up said it's the 10-year mark for the aging process on this. So just the difference between the two. I know I brought up some other single barrel products, but a single barrel means it is a single barrel, and a lot of times a store will pick a barrel from the distillery, based on its flavor profile, and they'll say, yep, this is the barrel we want, we'll purchase it for the year, and then we'll slap our sticker on it, so they'll have the liquor, ABC Liquor, Total Wine, in this case it's Pourvu, which is the liquor store that I get most of my bourbons and beer and alcohol from. But so how it works is a single barrel, generally speaking, most distilleries will have it in the most ideal place within the distillery warehouse. The random fact of the day is, especially for Blanton's, because that is a single barrel bourbon, in the Buffalo Trace distillery, it's a certain part of the warehouse, and it's said, the rumor has it, it's because the most sunlight gets into that area of the warehouse, to where I guess it enhances the aging process within the barrel. But so again, it just, the single barrels that they sell, not just from a Buffalo Trace perspective, but from a bourbon perspective, are usually the most ideal locations within the distillery warehouse that produces the best product. But enough about that. Let's get into what we want to get into. So pour my single barrel. It smells great. I mean, this has been open for a while. I think I got this over the summer, and I managed to hold on to it, but it's kind of a heavy pour, but whatever. I'm not driving. So the smell, they definitely smell both very sweet. Again, very robust. I don't even have my nose to the glass, and again, it's really the flavors are really jumping out of my Glencairn glasses. So we'll go ahead and smell our regular Buffalo Trace. So I smell a lot of honey, very sweet. The caramel toffee seems to be some sort of citrus zest, maybe an orange. Very pleasant. Again, the alcohol, even it's a 90 proof, not necessarily jumping out of the glass, but this is very good. So we'll go ahead and taste our regular Buffalo Trace. Very smooth. Just fucking spit. Definitely very pleasant. Nice finish at the end. Kind of feel it now after the sip. Definitely have that vanilla caramel toffee, that flagship nice sweetness that you want in a bourbon. We'll do another sip for good measure. It's great. It's excellent product, excellent bourbon. Very user friendly in terms of that 90 proof. But we'll go ahead and segue to our single barrel. Good minute. I wasn't prepared. Didn't have water for the recording, but since we're doing this live within one take, we were just going to continue to roll with it, and hopefully it does not tamper with my assessment on the single barrel. So right here. So this, the nose, as compared to the first one, it feels like more of a cherry smell to it. I'd say like the honey and caramel is not as prevalent on the nose for this. More of a fruit heavy smell. Again, very sweet. You get some vanilla notes in there, but that cherry really jumps out of the glass. Yeah, it's not, so this barrel pick, it's not as honey forward. It's more like caramel toffee, and again, that fruit jumps out. Still a nice finish. Still really good on the nose. I think there's a little bit more going on with the single barrel, the store pick. Yeah, they're both very good. I enjoy them immensely. So we'll say for a Which One Wednesday, I'm definitely gonna lean towards the barrel pick, Buffalo Trace, a single barrel, which is that Pourvu, which is the liquor store that bought the barrel. I think it just has more fruit forward, more cherry, a little more going on, but it's, again, you can't miss with either of these products. So again, if you just get your hands on a regular Buffalo Trace, it's an excellent bourbon. So we're gonna rate it. So obviously the regular, this is an easy 8.5. This is either an 8 or 8.5. I'll go ahead and I'll give it an 8.5 just because I do rank it in my top 6. For this store pick, it edged it out. We're gonna go ahead and give it a 9. But would I mash or would I not mash? I would mash. Yeah, this is great stuff, and I was looking forward to do some Buffalo Trace. I try not to lean towards doing a lot of Buffalo Trace products because that's it. Really, everyone wants the Blanton's, everyone wants Eagle Rare, and it's try to mix up as best I can. But I think this is a good Which One Wednesday. So thanks again. Appreciate you guys coming out, and we'll talk soon.